So, the EFCC has announced what they claim is their single largest asset recovery to date. And by largest, we're talking about a 150,500 square meter estate in Abuja, complete with 753 units of duplexes and apartments located at Plot 109, Cadastral Zone C09, Local Government District, Abuja. It made this announcement via a press release on its official handle on X. Speaking about the forfeiture, the second paragraph of their post on X reads thus: the forfeiture of the property to the federal government by a former top brass official of the government was pursuant to the EFCC's mandate and policy directive of ensuring that the corrupt and fraudulent do not enjoy the proceeds of their unlawful activities. It also described asset recovery as pivotal in the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes, and a major disincentive against the corrupt and the fraudulent. The press release is quite a long one that goes on to give further details, except one that Nigerians have considered the most important, which is the name of the top brass official. Why has the EFCC given us this story without giving us a name? What might be the reasons for the protection of this top brass official? Is this mystery person serving in the current administration? Will there be sanctions, or is this just fanfare to boost the reputation of the EFCC as a working agency? These are some of the questions that are being asked, even as some people have started making guesses as to who they suspect might be this mystery official. But then again, when you leave room for lack of clarity, that's what happens. All this is reflective of the trust deficit between the citizenry and the government, inclusive of its agencies. Ultimately, Nigerians just want a name. Kind of reminds me of the nursery rhyme, who stole the meat from the cooking pot? But now let's take a look at some of the reactions to this unfolding drama. Our first tweet is from Omoyele Showore, who says, what is the name of the former top brass with 753 duplexes seized by the EFCC in Abuja? The official EFCC is now doing PR for thieves. They seized this large estate with 753 duplexes from a single individual in Abuja, but can't mention his or her name. If it is Yahoo boys, they will line laptops and Nokia phones in front of them and send their photos globally even before their trial is commenced. The same EFCC is now afraid of big thieves. #Revolution Now. The next tweet is from Dr. Dipo Awojide, who says, one person allegedly stole 100 billion naira. Another person diverted public funds and built 753 units of duplexes and other apartments in Abuja, now seized by EFCC. This is why majority of our citizens are angry and frustrated. This is part of the reason trust for public officials is really low. This is part of the reason why when federal government says there's no money for subsidies, people grumble and start to abuse. These are the issues. Money for 1,000 schools and hospitals, just one person will steal it. It's too much. N6 also reacted to this, and in his tweet he says, nobody cares. You catch regular Nigerians every day and display their names and faces all over the internet. But a criminal of this magnitude, you want us to be satisfied with? Former top government brass. You guys are taking Nigerians for a sick ride. Name him immediately. And he calls this madness. The next tweet is from John Fanimoko, who says, a former top brass who stole like there is no tomorrow has no name. And you guys want Nigerians to trust you. Sad. Yabo Awokoya also says, you used almost one sheet to glorify yourselves rather than to denounce crime. Oh, I did so well in negotiating with a thief and I recovered a lot of assets. The question is, who is that thief? Say his or her name so that he or she can be shamed. And we hope the case is going to result in jail term. Had it been Murphy, you would have said his name immediately. Stop protecting thieves. Donald Shegun also says, what is the name of the former top government official? Which ministry, department, or agency did he head? At what point did he head the government MDA he stole the money from? What was the amount he stole from the government coffer? After the forfeiture of these properties, what's next? Will they be sold to recover the stolen fund, or they will be left rotting as is the norm in Nigeria? These and many more questions need answers in order to enjoy the trust of the public in your activities. Well, then I'll share going. If you ask me, now who I go ask. Joseph Akinade says, if over 1 billion naira can be used to create something as massive as this, Just imagine how much of a difference the government and these individuals could make in helping low-income earners escape the dilapidated structures many live in across the country today. Had billions not been misappropriated by figures like Yahaya Bello as accused, and instead been channeled into projects like this, which could afford or provide affordable loans to the poor at low interest rates, the impact could have been huge. That said, kudos to the agency for the work they've done. However, Nigerians are also eager to know who the individual behind this initiative is. And the next tweet is from Ben Samuel, who says, "We often hear about seizures and forfeitures, but when these assets are sold to the highest bidder, there's complete silence and the matter is brushed aside. Who owned the Ikoyi property where large sums of cash were discovered?" And the final tweet is from Endrina Shaibu, who says, "The owner is an alien from Pluto, since he doesn't have a name." And I'm hoping that when he's talking about the person from Pluto, he's not talking about Charlie Poppy. Anyway, will the EFCC cave into the pressure and give Nigerians the name that they are asking for, the name of this top brass official? Or maybe they are planning to disclose the name eventually, and this is just to create suspense in order to make the story sweeter. I joke. Whatever the case is, we'll keep tracking the story, and we'll be sure to always share your thoughts because we recognize the importance of what Nigerians are saying.